So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back through the form process and practice forming, and I want you to take notes of how many people you form. Now, remember, when you're forming, you're building relationships. This is a relationship building type business. You're not just doing what McDonald's does. You're not just doing what a hotel does, where you're just selling a product and walking away. You're building a relationship. Why is it important to build a relationship? Because that's the only way you're going to be successful in helping people change their lives. So when you talk to somebody and when you ask them, there's two ways you can approach it. You can non-form them and say, "Hey, did you get your workout today?" Or you can form them and say to them, "Okay, so I know you had a busy day in an emergency room. You probably put in extra overtime. You're probably home exhausted. Did you hit that P90X incinerator today? I know today is your day number blank." What does that show? That shows that when you form them, you actually listen to them. You actually take into account what's going on in their lives. You're actually building a relationship. You're actually gathering data that's going to help you help them to become successful. When you just say, "Did you work out today?" that doesn't help them. But when you know that that person put in 2 hours of overtime, that person has kids, that person has other obligations, you could better be able to connect to a solution that's specific to them. That's how you're going to help them become successful. And you build relationships, you help them become successful, then you build a stronger relationship. And therefore, not only do you have a loyal customer, but you also have a friend who's going to be successful. And they're going to take what they learned from you and pass that down to somebody else. Just through building a relationship, you didn't help that one person, you help whoever they're going to help. So you help, and you help them multiplication, you help multiply your results just by forming, just by building a relationship. See, the most important thing you're going to do in this Beachbody business is build relationships. Build relationships. This is a relationship building business. This type of business is different from any other type of business you will ever get involved with. Is building relationships. And by building relationships, you're not forcing a person to change. That person is going to want to change because you tapped in to what motivates them by building relationships, by listening to them, and by finding out what is their motivations and what are their whys. You can't do that without building a relationship. If you don't build a relationship, when that person is working long hours at work, they come home, they're not going to want to work out. Well, you build a relationship, you could talk to that person, understand what they've gone through at work, talk about their motivations, talk about their whys. That's a person going to be successful because you're dealing with a solution that's specific to them, not a generic solution. Everybody's different. You're not being cookie cutter. So I want you to review form, review what I posted in Team Beast Mode X, and post something that tells me a little bit about how you use the form process and how you help somebody. All right? Peace.